Hook. So, I'm officially in my second month of pregnancy, and let's just say the whole pregnancy glow thing feels like a complete myth right now. I feel like I've gone from seeing that tiny, flickering heartbeat on the screen to dealing with a level of exhaustion I didn't even know was possible. Things are happening so fast, so here is my completely unfiltered update for weeks 5 through 8. Intro. I honestly can't believe how much has changed in just 4 short weeks. It feels like I blinked and went from anxiously wondering if I was pregnant to getting hit with a ton of symptoms that, frankly, no one really warns you about. I want to break it down week by week because each one brought something totally new to the table. Some of it was amazing, and some of it, well, not so much. This is such a critical time for the baby's development, so everything just feels incredibly intense. Section 1. Week 5. Okay, Week 5. This is when it all started to feel real. My period was officially late, I took a test, and there it was. But the first symptom that really hit me wasn't nausea, it was fatigue. And I'm not talking about the, I'm a little tired, kind of fatigue. This was a deep, bone-crushing exhaustion where I could barely keep my eyes open past 7 p.m. It's crazy because at this point, the baby is only the size of an apple seed, but it's already working overtime. Its neural tube, which eventually becomes the brain and spinal cord, was forming, and a tiny heart tube had even started to pulse. It's wild to think that so much is happening on the inside when, from the outside, absolutely nothing looks different. My body was also ramping up hormone production, which definitely explains the mood swings and sudden breast tenderness that showed up out of nowhere. Section 2. Week 6. Moving into week 6, everything just kicked into high gear. This was the week of our first ultrasound. I was so incredibly nervous, but seeing that tiny flicker on the screen, the heartbeat, was the most surreal and emotional moment of my life. The tech confirmed the heart was pulsing away, and even though the baby was only the size of a BB pellet, it was undeniably there. That little flicker just made everything feel so much more real and washed away a lot of my early anxiety. Of course, this was also the week that morning sickness decided to make its grand entrance. For me, it hasn't been a lot of vomiting, but more of a constant, lingering queasiness that's triggered by the weirdest smells. My sense of smell is suddenly superhuman, and I can't even stand the scent of coffee anymore, which I used to love. Section 3. Week 7. The biggest update for week 7 was the nausea getting way more intense, and it brought along some serious food aversions. Foods I normally love suddenly seemed completely disgusting. It honestly felt like my body was just rejecting everything. I learned pretty quickly that eating small, frequent meals was the only way to keep the queasiness from taking over. The fatigue was still very, very real, and I found myself needing a nap just to get through the day. It all makes sense, though, because the baby is going through another massive growth spurt. It's the size of a blueberry now. Its little arm and leg buds were starting to form, and you could even see the early structures of its nostrils and mouth. It's just incredible how fast everything is developing in there. Section 4. Week 8. By week 8, I felt officially, undeniably pregnant. My clothes were starting to feel a little snug, which was mostly just bloating, not a real bump yet, but still. The baby is now the size of a raspberry, and all of its major organs and body systems are taking shape. Its little fingers and toes were even forming, though they were still webbed at this point. This week, the symptoms were basically a greatest hits compilation of everything I'd been feeling. The fatigue, the nausea, the sore breasts, and the lovely mood swings. Honestly, this whole month has been a total roller coaster. You have the pure joy and excitement of seeing the heartbeat, mixed with the anxiety that comes with knowing this is such a fragile and critical period. CTA, it has been such an intense 4 weeks, and I know I'm not the only one who has gone through this. If you've been pregnant, I would love to hear what your first couple of months were like in the comments below. Did you have any wild symptoms that completely surprised you? Sharing our stories helps so much. And if you want to follow along on the rest of this journey, please subscribe for more updates. Conclusion: thank you so much for watching and for letting me share this very real, unfiltered look into my second month of pregnancy. I'm heading into the third month with a mix of nerves and excitement for what's coming next. I'm really looking forward to hopefully getting some energy back and maybe, finally, starting to show a real bump. I'll see you all in the next update.